Renovations at Bethlehem's Church of the Nativity, said to be built on the site where Jesus was born, have uncovered a mysterious icon of great religious and historical value. The work began after water started pouring into the church 2 years ago, and the religious painting was unearthed during the first phase of its restoration. So far, no images of the holy artifact have been released as experts analyze just how important it is, but they said the icon includes brass, silver, shells, and stones. Religious icons are typically paintings that depict Christ, Mary, saints or angels, which are venerated by some Christians. But it's not known whom the mysterious icon discovered depicts, how old it is, the scene it shows, or if it contains a painting at all. Ziad al-Bandak, a Palestinian presidential advisor for Christian affairs, told the Mahan news agency that the icon was discovered near a window under plaster almost 2 months ago. It has now been repaired, but is not yet ready for public viewing, the Times of Israel reported. For 2 years, experts have labored to restore the historic building in the West Bank and the priceless works of art inside, and now the initial phase of a delicate restoration project is complete. The Church of the Nativity in Bethlehem was built by Saint Helena in the 4th century over the grotto where the Virgin Mary is said to have given birth to Jesus. The renovation project, partially funded by the Palestinian Authority and conducted by a team of Palestinian and international experts, is the biggest restoration at the iconic church in some 600 years. Al-Bandak said nearly $8 million, $6 million, has already been spent on the ambitious project. The removal of centuries of dust has left Crusader-era mosaics sparkling in sunlight filtering through brand new windows and led to new discoveries, such as the icon. Structural repairs on the fragile rooftop and windows have been completed and art treasures have been put back in their places. Although the Palestinians are overwhelmingly Muslim, they consider the church a national treasure and one of their most visited tourist sites, and President Mahmoud Abbas has been actively involved in the project. Al-Bandak, who is leading the Palestinian committee in charge of the restoration, called what has been accomplished so far nothing short of revolutionary. For the first time you can see, when you go up, mosaics really magnificent and beautiful and unique in the whole world, he said. Despite the Church of the Nativity's spiritual significance, it was neglected for centuries and is listed as endangered by UNESCO, the United Nations Cultural Agency. But over the past 2 years, specialists have replaced the most damaged of the ancient wood beams of the rooftop and put up a new cover. They also installed new wooden framed windows that prevent water infiltration. For the first time in almost 1,000 years the thousands of fine mosaics tiles have been retouched. Mimmo Nicotolo, who heads the Italian team restoring the mosaics, called the gold, green and pastel artworks a unique example made by skilled mosaicists at the end of the Crusader period. The Crusades were a series of intermittent military campaigns in the years from 1096 to 1487, sanctioned by various popes. They were in such a bad way, they almost disappeared from sight, he said. From underneath you could no longer see the colors, so much so that some people were wondering, do we really have mosaics in this church? While experts are still carrying out work 32 feet, 10 meters, above ground, visitors and pilgrims will have to wait until the end of 2016 before being able to admire the winged creatures and brightly colored mosaics that have been brought back to rare brilliance. After completing the mosaics in the central nave, specialists are now renovating those in other areas of the church, working on wall plastering, restoring the external stone facade and repairing the wooden beams. It is hoped scaffolding will come down by the end of the year and there are plans to install a microclimate system to control sunlight, temperature and humidity in the church, as well as new lights and a smoke detection system, according to project manager of FTWEME. The Roman Catholic, Greek Orthodox and Armenian churches share ownership of the church, and run it according to a 19th-century agreement that assigns responsibilities for upkeep that are jealously guarded by each denomination. The churches have traditionally viewed each other with suspicion and have had fraught relations. But Al-Bandak said they have all been very cooperative throughout the restoration, even allowing access to the church in the dead of night to facilitate the work of experts. The full restoration will continue in phases and is expected to take at least another 3 years. Additional projects will include work on stone capitals and columns as well as on the ancient floor mosaics currently covered by stone flooring. However, the work will depend on the availability of funds. Al-Bandak said an additional $11 million, $8 million, is needed and the Palestinian Authority has already launched a campaign to raise the funds. President Abbas told me from the beginning, even if you don't have all the money to go ahead, start. This is a holy place and money will come. The completion of the first phase is already a source of pride. We are very proud of it because when we protect our national heritage, our history, we protect our future, Al-Bandak added.